Alright, what's up? I'm Charm City 187, yo. I'm gonna do my team breakdown for the Pro Bowl, Team Sanders and Team Rice. This is Madden 25 on Xbox One. It's the all 25 team, so it's the best players from each position out of every Madden. So it's the closest thing I could get to a Pro Bowl because they didn't do AFC and NFC Pro Bowl teams from last year. But let's see. Offensively, I do think that Team Sanders has a bit of an edge, but with that being said, he did fuck up picking his quarterbacks. His first quarterback was Andrew Luck. I know why he picked Andrew Luck, because Chuck Pagano is the coach of the team, so he basically had to choose Andrew Luck first. But Cam Newton and Nick Foles, I would have much rather seen him draft Alex Smith over Cam Newton, but hey, that's just me. So Team Sanders has Nick Foles, Andrew Luck, and Cam Newton. Team Rice has Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers, and Alex Smith. I do believe that Team Rice has a bit of an edge in QB, but offensively, that's about the only edge they have. Running back for Team Sanders, you got Jamaal Charles, Eddie Lacy, and Alfred Morris. For Team Rice, you have Matt Forte, LeSean, McCoy, and DeMarco Murray. Honestly, I think Team Sanders has the edge there with Jamaal Charles. Matt Forte did have a good year this year. LeSean McCoy also had a good year, and DeMarco Murray had a pretty good year. I just like Jamaal Charles, Eddie Lacy, and Alfred Morris more. They're more. Jamaal Charles is fast as shit, and Eddie Lacy and Morris are just power, straight power. Fullback, Team Rice has Tolbert, who isn't even a fullback. He's a running back, or that's what he played all year, was running back. And Team Sanders has Marcell Reese, so obviously he's a straight up fullback. That's his position. So Team Sanders has a bit of an edge there. Wide receiver, I do like Team Rice's wide receivers. He has Fitzgerald, Josh Gordon, Alshon, Jeffery, and Brandon Marshall. But Team Sanders, his receivers are a lot faster. The only person on Team Rice I would take over Team Sanders is Josh Gordon and Alshon Jeffery. But Team Sanders has Antonio Brown, who had a great year, Des Bryant, who's a beast, AJ Green, and Deshaun Jackson. So I think Team Sanders has the edge there, for me anyways. Tight end, Team Rice has Tony Gonzalez and Jimmy Graham. Tony Gonzalez, the only reason why he even made it to the Pro Bowl is because it's his last year. So yeah, Jimmy Graham's good, but Tony Gonzalez really didn't do that much this year, considering their team only won, like 4 games or something. Team Sanders, tight end, is Jordan Cameron and Jason Witten, so obviously Team Sanders has a bit of an edge there. Offensive line, Team Rice for center, they have Ryan Kalil and Nick Mangold. I don't know how the fuck Nick Mangold made the Pro Bowl this year. He did horrible all year long. And he did horrible. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but yo, he's had like 2 of the last 3 years have been absolutely horrible for him. So I don't know how the hell he even made the Pro Bowl. Team Sanders, Alex Mack and Mike Pouncey. I think out of all the centers, Mike Pouncey and probably Ryan Kalil are probably the 2 best in the game right now. So guard for Team Rice, you have Jahri, Evans, Ben Grubbs, and Evan Mathis. Evan Mathis is probably Team Rice's best guard. And for Team Sanders, you got Kyle Long, Logan Mankins, and Marshall Yanda. All 3 of them are awesome guards, and they're gonna help a lot with for Jamaal Charles, Eddie Lacy, and Morris. So that's another place where we have a big edge. We got a great center, great guards, and 3 great tackles. Team Rice offensive tackles got Jordan Gross, Tyron Smith, and Joe Thomas. Team Sanders, Brandon Albert. He's the Chiefs tackle. Trent Williams, the dude that punched Richard Sherman in the face last year after the Redskins Seahawks playoff game, and then Dwayne Brown from the Texans. So, I mean, besides Joe Thomas, Jordan Gross is pretty good, but Joe Thomas is probably the only one that's as good or better than Team Sanders' 3 tackles. So, offensively, besides quarterback, Team Sanders has the edge for me. Defense, I'm still gonna go with Team Sanders, mainly because our cornerbacks are ridiculous. We got Brent Grimes, Tim Jennings, Patrick Peterson, and Darrelle Revis compared to Team Rice, who has Cromartie, Brandon Flowers, who choked in the Chiefs playoff game against the Colts, Joe Haden, and Alterraun Verner. So obviously Team Sanders has an edge in the defensive back category. At safety, Team Rice has Jairus, Byrd, Eric Reid from the 49ers. I think this is his rookie year, or it might be his second year. And Antrel Rolle. 3 safeties, one of them's good, Jairus Byrd. Team Sanders, Eric Berry, TJ Ward, and Eric Weddle. All 3 elite safeties. So, yeah, I don't even think this is going to be a close game. Outside linebackers, Team Rice has John Abraham, Justin Houston, and Robert Mathis. All 3 of them are pretty good, but Team Sanders has Tom Bahali, Brian Arakpo, and Terrell Suggs. So I'll give a little bit of an edge to Team Rice there, but that's about it. Quarterback and outside linebacker is the only edge Team Rice has for me. Middle linebacker, Team Rice has Vontaze Burfict and Derrick Johnson, compared to Team Sanders is Luke Kuechly and Paul Posludzki. Obviously, Team Sanders has the edge there. And then defensive tackle, you got Team Rice, Marcell, Dareus, Jason Hatcher, and Kyle Williams. And for Team Sanders, you got Gerald McCoy, Dontari Poe, and Ndamukong Suh. So they're pretty much evenly matched right there. And then defensive end, you got for Team Rice, Cameron Jordan, Robert Quinn, and Cameron Wake. They're all 3 really good. And then for Team Sanders, you got Greg Hardy, J.J. Watt, and Mario Williams. So, I mean, I'll give that one to Team Rice too. So, what? Out of 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Oh yeah, and kickers. Team Rice has Steven Gostkowski, and Team Sanders has Justin Tucker. So obviously Justin Tucker gets the edge there. So out of 15 categories, I think Team Rice has 4 categories where they're better. So obviously I think Team Sanders is going to blow them out of the water. It's probably not even going to be a close game. I hope that this year's Pro Bowl is like, I know they're not going to be out there like flying around nailing people and shit and sacking the quarterback, but I don't know, I just hope it's more it's more interesting than the last ones, because the last couple have straight up sucked. So I don't know. I did like how they like drafted and did everything. It just took too long, It was like 2 or 3 days, and it was just so much bullshit. Like the confessional cameras and all that other bullshit. It was like a fucking mini reality show, which I really thought was stupid, because they're football players. They're not fucking actors. But yeah. Who would I like to see next year? I don't know if it'll be next year, but in a few coming years, I'd like to see Ray Lewis and Brian Urlacher as team captains. but that probably won't be until after they're both in the Hall of Fame. But yeah, I'm definitely taking Team Sanders. They have the edge in everything offensively besides quarterback, and pretty much everything defensively except for defensive end and outside linebacker. But besides them three positions, Team Sanders is far ahead in every other position. So yeah. I don't know what the hell Deion was thinking when he was drafting at first. Like, I don't know. I just wouldn't have took Andrew Luck first because, and you see how he plays. He does not play well the first 3.5 quarters. The only time he plays well is in the fourth quarter, and that's usually after he throws about 3 or 4 interceptions. So I don't know. I know why he took him, or I know why he took him first. He took him first because Chuck Pagano is the coach of the team, but still. I mean, Alex Smith, he's been on fire lately, putting up like over 38 points a game for like the last 4 or 5 games that he played. But he did draft well at wide receiver, tight end, running back, and all along the line he did good. So, but yeah, game's about to end. I think it's like 2 or 3 more plays. Ran that one out with Hester. I don't even know who I throw this to. I think it's like Sharp or something. No. Randy Moss. Now it hit Calvin Johnson. Bomb to Calvin Johnson. And then I just kick a field goal. So, alright, I'm out. I'm going to say the score is going to be probably, 46 to 43. So, alright, I'm out. Peace.
Lining up now for a pressure kick. The field goal try. Yes, sir. This one could have gone either way. Each side made some spectacular plays. It would come to an end, and what a game it was. Well, Phil, it comes down to the kicker, and he delivers the goods at the end of the game.
You know, we don't give the kickers enough credit.